Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're going to be rounding up all the upgrades in the SlipRock Swamps. So for this guide I have deployed 4 different trucks, which you will see, and have plotted some routes across the map to go snag up all of the upgrades on the map. There are 6 of them to gather. So the first one we're going to do is head to the MS1 tires for your scout vehicles, which are located just outside of the field operations base. So we're going to make our way over to this upgrade first. So with the Don 71 here, we're going to make our way down and kind of across this swampy area. I'm going to try to stick to as much of the high ground here as we can to keep this thing up and above the water. I'm going to kind of pull myself up with this tree just to get us across here faster. And then we're going to basically just go over to the shoreline where we'll find our upgrade. So we're going to navigate these little islands here. And that is going to get us across this way. Use a tree branch here to kind of pull the nose up. And then we're going to go ahead and cross our nice bridge that we have here. And once we get across, we're going to take a right and head up the shoreline to the right side. Again, we're going to try to stay on the harder ground here and kind of make our way through all this brush. And that is going to get us to our first upgrade, the MS1 tires. There we go. As you can see, this is for the Don, the Cotco, the Loaf, and the Scout 800. So that is our first upgrade. The next truck we're going to be jumping into is the Con Loaf, which is right over here. And this is going to get us to the lift kit for the Con Marshal. And this is over by the North Outpost. You'll be able to access this one. So we're going to kind of follow this route out behind the base, and we're going to make our way over to the upgrade location. Once we get over here, we're going to kind of stay as far to the left as we can here to climb up. Use the winch there, grab a tree. And then we're going to make our way down. And again, we're going to use the tree branches to kind of pull us across here. And once we've made it across, we're going to go to the left and kind of navigate right in between these trees. And then we're going to kind of head down in between these rocks here. And that's going to get us to this little lake with some islands. And the first thing we're going to do is go across these islands. Again, trying to stick to the higher ground, the more solid ground. As we navigate our way towards the lift kit for the Con Marshal. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick into this little kind of canyon looking landmark and make our way up and across and over to this secondary flooded lake here. And for this one, we're going to stick to the shoreline and go around to the far side where we'll be able to cross through some little land islands here. You know, make sure we hit trees for good measure there. And that is going to take us right over here to this lift kit upgrade. And there we go. That is the lift kit for the Con Marshal. So the next truck I'm going to swap to is actually the Con Marshal. Or actually, no. I'm going to use... Yeah, we're going to use the Scout 800, actually. So for this upgrade, we're over at the East Outpost. And we're going to start off by making our way to the south. We're going to head south from the field, the East Outpost. Just going through, navigating this brush here. And this is going to take us to the fine-tuned gearbox for the Con Marshal. So we're going to make our way across these rocks. And once we make it over here, we're going to head over to where the Hermit's house is, right over here. And this is where we'll find the fine-tuned gearbox for the Con Marshal. So once we found the gearbox, we're going to go ahead and turn ourselves around and make our way back to the outpost. And we're going to basically just go back the way we came. We're going to climb up over these rocks. Alright, we're going to head right back into the field out for the eastern outpost here. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to winch along the Con Marshal for a little bit here. Just to save us a little bit of driving later. So we're taking the Con Marshal with us on a little adventure, and we're going to be heading north out of the eastern outpost. And we're just going to make our way through all this brush. And the upgrade we're heading towards now is the IMZ 425, an engine for the Con Marshal. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the Con Marshal right here. So we'll jump back into that one after we've gotten this next upgrade. So we're going to go ahead and head on down into the pit here. And make our way across the western edge. And once we've made it across, we're going to make our way through all these rocks here. We go right over them on the side here. Use the winch, kind of straighten ourselves out. There we go. And then we're going to go down and across these rocks. Use the winch to kind of pull ourselves up and over. And then we're going to head on down. And then we're going to make our way to the left and head through this clearing in the woods here. And once we get over here, we're going to head on to the west, and we're going to go through this canyon in between these two cliffs here. Now, once you get here, there is going to be an avalanche we'll have to clear. So make sure you have 75 parts on you to get this cleared if you have not cleared this avalanche yet. So we're going to go ahead and clear the avalanche. And with that out of the way, we're going to just make our way across this little watery bog here. That bottomed out on a rock. Was. Yeah, there we go. We just kind of got stuck on a sunken rock there, but that is okay. We were able to get back up and make our way through. So we're going to try to go around some of these bigger rocks here. And that is going to take us to our upgrade location, where we'll be able to grab the IMZ 425M engine upgrade for the Con Marshal. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into the Con Marshal. And we're going to go ahead and make our way over to the Offroad Gearbox upgrade, which is usable for the Marshal and the Don. So we're going to go ahead and kind of cross this little split rock plain here, trying our best to just kind of not get bouncy and stuff. I did bring a set of anchors for the Con Marshal because we are most likely going to need those in order to get to one of the upgrades later on. I guess technically it would be the one after this one because there's only 2 more left. So yeah, let's go. So, like before, this one does have a rock avalanche to clear in order to get to the upgrade. You can kind of go around this one, but it's easier to just clear the avalanche, put the bridge in place, and move on that way. So we're going to drive right over to our bridge installation. And we're going to go ahead and install a bridge. And that's going to allow us to cross over into this forest over here. Once we made it to the forest, we're going to follow the path upwards. And this is going to take us to a swampy lake where we'll find the Offroad Gearbox. As you can see, here's our swampy lake. So we're going to just run around the perimeter of the lake here. That was a horrible bounce. What is going on right now? Give me that tree. Where's that tree? There we go. Kind of a rough bounce there, so be careful going over that. But we got ourselves righted, and we are on our way. So we're going to go ahead and make our way across. We're going to kind of use this little island, but we want to go around the big stump here. And that is going to take us to this larger island, which will have the off-road gearbox for the Com Marshall and the Don. So once we've got that gearbox, we're going to make our way over to the IMZ 427CL, another engine for the Marshall and the Don. So we got to get out of here first, so we're going to make our way back over to the shoreline. Going to pull ourselves across. And that is going to get us to this steep climb that we'll be able to use to climb over. This is a very tricky climb with a lot of rocks, so don't be afraid to use the winch on some of the bigger trees to kind of get yourself going in the right direction. Make sure you're not bouncing on some of these rocks here, because we're going to go up and over and down the other side. And we're going to kind of watch our speed as we make our way down. Use that winch to kind of stabilize ourselves there. And we're going to make our way over to the IMZ 427 engine. Again, that is usable for the Con Marshall and the Don 71. I seem to have taken a terrible bounce and got myself into trouble again. We're going to be a little bit more careful here. So there are some nasty bounce spots here. This upgrade is probably the most out of the way on this map. There's really not too many really great ways to get to it, but I found this to be the easiest way. Obviously it is a little bit treacherous in some parts there with the rocks and the bouncing and all that, but for the most part it's relatively flat and easy going, as you can see here, because we're going to go kind of up this hill here and down and across. And that is going to take us to this little lake. We're just going to go around the lake, little pond here. It's more of a pond than a lake, but once we get over here, we're going to stay to the right side and make our way up this upper ledge here. I've got some weird frame rate glitching going on right now. Should be alright though. Alright, so we're going to make our way and kind of weave in between these rocks here. And we're going to make our way over to this rock. And now we need to make our way up on top of this cliff here. So this is where I brought the deployable anchor. We put that down and kind of pull ourselves up if we get kind of bogged down here. But I'm going to go up this left side here. And from here I'm going to cross over to the middle. Alright, this is where I'm going to put an anchor down. Right here. That's going to straighten us out and get us up on top of the hill here. Very tricky hill to get up on top of. But once we get up here, the upgrade is just at the top here. I'm going to use this tree for some balance. Get us all the way up here. And once we get to the top, you'll notice there's kind of this like spiral down here. This is where it gets real tricky here. Alright, I am going to go ahead and place another anchor down right here. And I'm going to attach the side of the vehicle to this anchor. That's going to use, we're going to use that to kind of keep the truck balanced as we go across here. And once we get over here, we're going to make our way just down the path here. And that is going to take us to our 6th and final upgrade in the SlipRock Swamps. I don't know what that was. It just started reversing on me. Anyway, we got the upgrade. So, that is for the Con Marshal and the Don, the IMZ27CL engine. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is something a little different. I'm going to be doing one of these for each map. So, it'll be a way to get all of your upgrades with one truck loadout. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.